This is ABC 13 News with Noreen Turin, Glenn Stevens, Chief Meteorologist Sean Sublett, and sports with Dennis Carter. Award-winning coverage you can count on.
We remember these days. For a teen, a driver's license, boy, that's your ticket to freedom, right? Yeah. But it can also, of course, lead down a road of trouble.
Yeah, teen drivers are one of the riskiest demographics behind the wheel. But researchers at Virginia Tech have an idea to help that problem, and it's not a new law. Mark Kelly joins us now live in our Lynchburg studio with this special report. And tell us, Mark, what the researchers are really encouraging.
Noreen, parent involvement first and foremost, along with strong laws. And researchers at VTTI, the Virginia Tech Transportation Institute, have evidence to back it up. They took 42 teenage drivers from Southwest Virginia, put cameras in their cars and monitored their driving. The finding, teens can be risky drivers, and parents are the best line of defense to stop it. Talking to friends, having a snack, texting, all give teenage drivers a bad rap on the road. Just ask the older drivers.
16, I can't trust you with a cell phone. How am I supposed to trust you with a vehicle on the road?
Anything pretty much can distract the teen driver.
In Central Virginia, we have reported on a handful of teen car crashes just this year.
We're losing far too many of our 16, 17, and 18-year-olds.
Charlie Clower has studied drivers for 16 years. She's a research scientist at VTTI. The nationally known institute at Virginia Tech is devoted to transportation research. Their findings on teen drivers are eye-opening.
Teens are at a very high crash rate. During their first 6 months of driving, 1 out of every 5 teens is involved in some sort of crash.
Clower's study is called the Naturalistic Teenage Driving Study. Researchers monitor drivers for 18 months. The experiment ended 3 years ago, but researchers are still combing through its data, a treasure trove of information.
One thing we did find is that when parents are riding with their teens drive a lot more safely. And the more the parent rides with the teen, the more that habit is reinforced.
A safe teen driver starts with attentive parents. Researchers say parents should ride with their kids, restrict evening driving hours, even take away that cell phone. Some already do.
If I don't leave the driveway right, I'm not going anywhere, so.
So you had strict parents?
Yeah.
My daughter was well over 18. I made sure before she got her driver's license.
It's more than legislation. Delegate Scott Garrett sits on the Transportation Committee in Richmond.
It still comes down to the parents and people making good choices and making solid choices. Parents teaching their kids the difference between right and wrong, and the children being mindful of that.
From a 2012 Honda Civic. This is the black box.
Clay Gabler uses black boxes to study driving. They tell him what teen drivers are doing seconds before a crash. For Gabler, accountable parenting is important, but good laws work too. Take learner's permits, for example.
States that have longer learning permit times, and those are usually for 16-year-olds, usually have lower crash rates for 16-year-olds because it's a greater period of time where they're being supervised. They have mom or dad in the car with them, and they're more likely to drive safer and to learn better driving behaviors.
So parents, before Junior gets behind the wheel, slip yourself in the passenger seat. It's doctor's orders.
Parents are a very big part.
So another finding, researchers say it's better not to give your teen a car of his or her own. The belief, if your teen uses the family car instead, he or she will drive more carefully. Cautious, risky driving would land him or her with no car at all. Len, Noreen, back to you.
I had to ask every single time, may I borrow the car?
Yeah, there's always the threat that
anywhere.
mom or dad's going to take the keys away if you screw up.